Yeah, getting back getting back to the whole that video we just watched though. I was thinking about, as we're talking for the past couple minutes, I was thinking about the whole assimilation versus erasure. Erasure. How do you say that word? Eraser. Erasure. Assimilation means that we, say if we're immigrants, we move to a country, we have to abide by the culture, right? That is in that new country, right?
Which makes total sense to me.
And so we erase our original country's identity by assimilating.
Yes,
I get what you're trying to say. What are your thoughts on that then?
I think you can assimilate, but also still keep your tradition. I don't think you have to erase everything. Like, why are you coming here if you don't want to assimilate, I guess?
If you didn't want the American life.
And then that just means that you prefer your old culture or tradition more, but you came here for a reason, you know? So I think to some degree, like, you're going to have to assimilate, you know? I think that's the main issue that a lot of Americans have with immigrants. Americans don't have as much of an issue with Asian immigrants, typically because, I guess one...
not the ones in that video, though.
I guess they typically don't have an issue with Asians immigrating as much, at least, like, you know, from a stereotypical level. Because I know in the past they didn't like Asian immigrants, but it's because, you know...
taking all the jobs.
But now it's like, you know, they know that a lot of the Asian immigrants are probably mostly on some sort of work visa, to be honest. But they're here to work, you know, they're here to work. They don't really have like a high crime rate in like Asian neighborhoods.
Except for when they go ahead and shoot their coworkers and their supervisors at the mushroom farms.
Not funny, but
yes.
Ironic that did happen, and it was a serious crime.
Not funny. Very ironic. Laughing at the irony. Yes.
But yeah, stereotypically, Asian neighborhoods have very low crime rates. Everyone kind of minds their own business, and I don't know. I mean, our parents assimilated a lot. I'd say our parents assimilated a lot, and we grew up feeling very American.
But I also have a huge respect for our culture. I have a huge respect for. Like, it's not lost. It's not erased, you know? So I don't know. I feel like maybe if you watch the whole video, maybe the guy that we've been kind of vouching for this entire video, maybe he's saying like, hey, you don't have any room for your own your culture, that your motherland, whatever, is. And you only have room for the American way of life. So assimilate 100%. Maybe that was the point he was making. So
I don't think so.
I don't think
he was trying to be that extreme. I think he was being very level-headed by the way he was speaking, and everyone.
I don't know. He had like a few right-wing talking points there. I think he's pretty extreme. Even if he had one right-wing talking point, I think he's pretty extreme.
I don't know. I guess assimilation can have a bad stigma to it.
For example, Japanese people from the 1950s who immigrated here, they assimilated to a point where most Japanese Americans whose family moved here during that era, they don't speak a lick of Japanese. They are some of the most Americanized Asians.
We don't have any of those in Texas. I think those are the Californian Japanese, or maybe Hawaiian. But I don't know too many Japanese people here. And if they are here, they're not like generations deep.
I would say don't assimilate 100%. Like, if you're gonna look at it black and white, don't do black and white. You know, it's not about not assimilating, or it's not about assimilating or erasure. It's about keeping your traditions and your identity a part of you, but
at the same time, like, you don't have to keep. I mean, I guess ideally you'd want to keep the traditions, and you gotta
play ball. You gotta play ball with the society that's around you. You know, like, I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe
we
I
should do a
assimilated
react
too
video
much
to the
because
whole
I can
video.
barely speak
I feel like
Cantonese.
there's a lot of true.
I probably do resonate more with an American white person than I would an Asian person. Yeah,
I agree. I for sure think of myself
100%, 100%. I cannot imagine living in another country. I'll tell you that. I'm American to that point where I'm like, I don't know if I could live in another country. You know, maybe a European country.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could live in Asia. I mean, Japan maybe, but then there's like that language barrier, and I don't think the Japanese really like foreigners, but it's okay for them to not like foreigners. It's not okay for us to, though.
Yeah. I think I've been brainwashed by the patriarchy, and I absolutely love white power in the sense that, you know, they have nuclear families and they value.
We have 2.5, 2.3 children.
I'm just completely brainwashed. Yeah. 2.3 children. I totally value 2.3 children. You know, I definitely, I blame the patriarchy for me wanting to have rooms for my children, and independence, and logical thinking. You know, I just think it's been brainwashed. So it's hard for me to see it any other way.
Here. I would say, yeah.
Call me crazy.
Same here. Yeah, I don't know. All of this has got my brain thinking a lot. Like, I feel like I wasn't really fully prepared. I feel like half the points I was trying to make, I was just like, wait, how do I think about this? I think I need to like think about this some more.
Babe, you know what? This is what this project's all about, man. Like, for a podcast, I feel like I don't know, I can't say this about all podcasts, but I feel like a podcast is the perfect place to kind of figure out some complicated concepts, you know, break down some ideas. And along the way, you might say some things that are, you know, on the edge and, you know, might rub people the wrong way. I'm sure we said some stuff that might have rubbed people the wrong way, but I think you can't just ignore it.
We do need to speak about these things. You know, there's people that tell you like, you should never talk about religion or politics. But then it's like, well, when do you talk about it then? You know, like at some point, these things do need to be discussed.
When do you talk about it?
In a civil manner, of course. Like, nobody wants to really get into a fight or anything, but